Anyway, learning mental telepathy and practicing it, and it's an easy thing to learn. It's just a matter, it really is. It's just a matter of practice to make it to perfection. And it only requires about, what, 20 minutes a day for, and that's only one day, and then 10 days later another 20 minutes, you know, and then, you know, I mean, you're not killing yourself while doing it, but if you learn it to perfection, you wipe out the authority, or not the authority, but the stolen privacy that the government and the Greys and the Unholy Four are using against us on our telephones, through our TV sets. You know, it's going to get to the point where you can't go out and buy a toaster without it spying on you. I'm sure of it.
Oh, I have no doubt.
I'm speculating, but you know, it wouldn't surprise me. Heck, if they had some way of putting a speaker receiver into a toilet roll, they'd do it.
I know.
It's just, they're taking away everything. But if, you know, you just take those few minutes over a few weeks period, and you get so good so fast, AT&T will run out of business. You won't need the internet except to look up things. And then if everybody learned how to do it, they could go online with their mind, and you could connect to the cosmos and say, I'm looking for this. Oh, Joe Blow over there's got it. Trace him down.
Isn't that what she's been doing?
Yeah. I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, we could blow the whole economy of the whole world, and the earth wouldn't have to be raped, and we would not have to be controlled by big money mongrels, and we could tell governments, shove it, go out and find a job. You know?
See, you got out just in time, honey.
Really, I mean, frankly, that is the ultimate result of what's going to really be.
I know. I know. I've been telling him this. We almost did a show sort of in this direction. He goes, people aren't going to get it. You can't explain this to people this way.
If you get across to just a few, though, and they really catch hold of the concept, and they in turn get across to a few, you know, eventually it gets around to quite a number.
Honey, would you give me a pack of cigarettes out of the carton over there, please?
Well, the carton's not there anymore.
Well, out of wherever you hid it. Oh, okay.
You said to clean, so I cleaned.
Okay, good deal, thank you.
Now, the part is of remembering where I put it while I clean.
I remember where I put it, but I hide the memories.
Right.
Okay.
That sounds like you, honey.
Now, is there any questions you want concerning, because your time here is about wrapping up.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about tonight. You're going to, you know, do you want to spend more time with what's in the library?
Well, I certainly would like to spend some more time there, and I think you should take a look at some of that stuff.
Yeah, laugh at the misspelled words, you know.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't recognize it.
Right.
I don't spell. You know, I really don't know how to spell. I definitely would like to learn about teleportation. And
all right, teleportation. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it now.
Okay.
It's so dang simple, you aren't going to be able to do it more than likely. If you need to go from A to B, shut your eyes and go. All right? When you open your eyes, you're there. That is it.
Now, my question is this. This is how I was...
But you got to believe you can do it.
Well, this is how I was explained to
Don't try, just do it.
This is how they told me to do it. See, I learned about this years and years ago. And what they told me, which creates a little bit of a limitation, that's why I wondered about it. They said that you have to have a detailed visual of where you're going.
Well, I will honestly say this. You would be darn smart to do that. So you learn how to spirit travel to the area. Maybe it's a place you need to go to that you've never been to.
Right.
or maybe a city that you got to go to, you got to find a safe place to land.
Right, exactly. That's what he's
All
saying.
right,
You know,
you got
don't be
to.
stupid.
So you spirit travel. You go into the sacred silence, the duality of spirit, and you just lift out of body, or the picture comes to you. You're not good at visualization,
I know.
so go and then see for a fact. You know, don't let it come to you. You go to it. Check it
Land on
out.
the sidewalk, not the street. The
Yeah,
Right. Oh,
because
yeah.
right.
No, this one
It
guy
could be an
said he got-
18-wheeler you land in front of.
He got stuck in a closed candle shop and couldn't get out because he got, he got there and he wasn't really expecting to make it the first try. And so he got panicked and tried to go back, and he was locked in this place and stuck there all night till the guy came in the next morning to let him out and said, "What the hell are you doing here? Who are you? How'd you get in?" He was stuck in there all night because he couldn't get back.
Well, it could have been worse. He could have been in Fort Knox.
Exactly. It could have been somewhere really bad. But,
What I recommend is if you're going to practice this, again, you can't try to do it.
no, I understand that.
right.
They were very clear about
Right.
that.
What you do is be on one end of your living room and see the other end of the living room. Shut your eyes and do it. You know you're going to land in a
Right,
safe
it's
place.
safe, and you know the area, and you can
Yeah,
see
and it's also the shock.
Right.
It's easy to walk across the living room, sit down on that sofa, and say, "Holy mackerel!" But if you're doing it from the living room to 400 miles away, that's a long walk.
Right. Right.
Because it's like anything else, it works in threes to break the old
Oh, the pattern.
rules, the old can'ts. It works in threes. All that does is break it, and then practice makes it perfect. Once you get past number 5, 2, 5, and done, then you're on really good, steady ground.
He's had a few prisoners want to know that one.
Yeah, I will not tell prisoners how to become invisible, and I
That was
won't
my
tell them.
other question, invisibility. I wanted to learn about
Oh
it.
gosh, you know what?
What?
If this ever got on the air, and prisoners are listening.
We won't let that get on the air.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is not Red Elk speaking. This is Dwart, Van Dwart, Fort Dwart. Better known as Rumpelstiltskin, find me, haha. But nevertheless, anyway, I don't know. I just, we live such phenomenal lives, but we skirt it. We skirt it. I walked in no rain for 10.5 hours when it was pouring rain. I've watched the mud puddles, huge, deep mud puddles, close to my ankle in depth, part at my feet, with tennis shoes on, cheap, those Chinese white tennis shoes, never got wet. 10.5 hours going back and forth across mud puddles. Everybody cuddled up in huge coats and caps and stuff. I'm wearing a white shirt, cotton shirt. Didn't get damp, let alone wet. Their breath was going out. You could see their breath. I'm warm. I'm comfortable. And when one guy come up to me and says, "Man, isn't this terrible weather?" And it happened to be the son of the owner of the hop field I was working at, one of the sons. And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Man, it's cold." And it wasn't too much more, and there'd be snow. And I said, "Well, look at me." And he looked at me, and he looked at me. And I said, "I'm not wet. I'm not cold. Look at my breath." Nothing. And his eyes got big. I said, "Would you like to experience that?" And yeah. I said, "Then come over here and put your shoulder next to mine. And it will expand around you too, and you won't get rained on." And he did, and he didn't get rained on, and he was warm. He was overly warm. And I said, "Now watch this. Let's walk forward." And hey, watch out, that big mud puddle. It was a good 10 foot across.